Hi, I'm Rabea.
And I'm Matt.
And this sounds like on Andertons TV.
So today, this is a really heavily requested, sounds like. So
It is.
Yes, we're going to try and deliver.
We're going to sound like Johnny Marr.
Of the Smiths.
We are
and
indeed.
Solo and Modest Mouse, and he's in the Cribs, lots of different bands.
He's got quite a specific sound, so there might be a bit of a challenge there, but for the most part, it sounds like there's a lot of reverb. Like a lot of reverb.
And he uses lots of chorus and tremolo, that kind of thing.
And he's got his own signature Jaguar, doesn't he?
He does, but it does cost a lot of money, so we're not going to be using that.
Hopefully there's a Squire alternative.
Or something similar.
Well, yeah, or something similar, but I reckon, you know, we find an amp, something similar to what he uses, whether it's Fender or Vox, get some pedals, get that particular style guitar and see what happens.
Okie dokie.
So we found the guitar. We're going to use this. I think this is perfect, 3/4 inch.
3/4 inch.
Yeah, it is.
Like this.
All right, three.
We need to find a Jaguar, and
Yes.
that brings me to my point. A Jazzmaster is very similar to a Jaguar.
Let me go and grab two.
We have a lot of Jazzmasters.
This is a Jaguar.
This is a Jaguar.
This has got double humbuckers, lots of switches.
Yes.
You hold that.
Thank you. This is actually quite reminiscent of what you expect from Johnny Marr.
And this is a Jazzmaster.
It is a Jazzmaster.
So-
The main difference, obviously different pickups here and different colour, but the main difference is that there's a lack of switching, and you don't get these little two chrome bits here.
No.
So we have a challenge on our hands. We need to find an affordable Jaguar
With single coils.
with ideally single coils, because Johnny Marr has his own signature set in his signature guitar by Bare Knuckle. So yeah. So Squires are down this way. And actually, I think I might have cut this segment very short and found exactly what we're looking for.
Oh, is it?
This is...
Say that's ridiculous. This hasn't been planned, by the way.
This
just so
has
you
not
know.
been planned. I was literally walking past it. A Squire vintage modified Jaguar in Olympic white.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
It's not,
And
not only is
actually,
it white,
it has single coils. These
Yeah.
are Duncan designed, so kind of Seymour Duncan pickups. And
it's
it's got a
Jaguar.
rosewood fretboard, a la Johnny Marr.
but let's do future us a favour and get this. Because, I mean, let's be honest, it's pretty much bang on.
It is absolutely perfect for what we need, and it's £360.
So we're well under budget with the guitar.
Well, ridiculously so, which means we can get a great amp and we can get some
Loads of
great
pedals.
effects. Yeah. So
Amp
we've
time.
just had a bit of a beard scratch, a little
ma'am.
bit of a thunk.
And some help from our trusty Andertons staff.
Yeah, even we sometimes ask Anderton staff. Basically, we're torn between something Fendery or curveball, the Roland JC40.
Because apparently back in the day, way back when, he used to use JC120.
Yes, and we know there's other guys who've used JC120s, like James Hetfield, but generally for cleans. And the difference between this amp and a Fender is that it's solid state, completely solid state. But
Has an amazing chorus in it.
it does have an amazing chorus in it,
Stereo amp.
which is important. It does have a tremolo, but I don't think you can use both at once. We're thinking we're going to give it a go.
We may as well try.
However, if it goes terribly wrong,
We were told to blame the Andertons staff. But I say we blame ourselves.
you know, it's trial and error. And to be honest, it's the first time we've used a solid state amp.
It is. I'm going to grab £589 for this beast.
So the idea of it is it's a completely clean amp, but it does have a distortion channel, which we're not going to heavily rely on.
No.
But it's known particularly for its cleans. I actually own one, and they're great. Journey into the wilderness, the unknown.
Yes, it is.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Pedals.
This is our first time, I think, using a Wampa pedal.
It is indeed. It's £229, so it is way up there. It probably, except for Strymon, it's probably the most expensive pedal we used on Sounds Like.
Yeah, but it's still, given that our amp's only 589 and our guitar's only 360,
Yeah.
that gives us a whopping...
Amount left. And the cool thing is that obviously Johnny Marr has used AC30s and things like that, and this pedal replicates Vox AC drives. So
Yeah.
we're going to get it and hope for the best. We also need a compressor, so we're going to get a compressor. We've still got enough left in the budget to get something pretty good, so We've used the Fairfield before, we've used the T-Rex Creamer before. Is it the Creamer? No, the Neo Comp.
Yes.
And then there's the Boss CP1X, I believe it's called.
Yes, there is.
So budget depending, we can pick up. I'm hoping for the Fairfield because it's a beast.
And it's good. It's worth saying that the amps, got chorus and tremolo. And we need to check out if we need anything else.
We probably need a dedicated tremolo pedal.
I think so.
But other than that, I think that's the gear we need to sound like Johnny Marr. So let's give it a go.
Let's go do it.
We're back in the room.
We are back in the video room.
We are indeed.
We brought all the gear back. We brought all the gear back to sound like Johnny Marr.
Johnny Marr.
Jonathan, no, not. I'm going to stop it with the
Jonathan Marr. Yeah.
I don't care what his mother calls him.
No.
Basically, Johnny Marr of the Smiths, of the Cribs, of the other bands and solo artist, the famous, the Mancunian, the Salfordian.
There you go.
Yes.
All the audience. So, essentially, it's been pretty difficult in a lot of ways. I say difficult just because like the recordings, not only are they old school, but they're very specific sounds, and it's one of those bands, and so it was a struggle.
It is, and it's funny, like there are, I don't know, some of them are more hard to technically accomplish, and some of them are more like physically, gear-wise to accomplish.
It was really hard, so we've got the 3 excerpts for this video, and we hope that's satisfactory to you all.
Yes, it's taken us an age.
Yeah.
But without further ado, shall we look at the guitar?
The guitar is the Squier Jaguar, and I mean, to be fair to it, it's pretty much bang on the Johnny Marr signature Jaguar.
We couldn't have been closer, I don't think.
I think the colour is slightly different white, of course,
Yep.
but we got the Duncan Design single coils, which look very similar to the single coil bare knuckles that he uses.
Yes, correct.
Other than that, it's basically a Squier version of the same guitar, so you know, basically everything's the same. I found that I was moving this switch between this position and this position for different excerpts, and everything else I didn't touch.
Cool.
And it seemed to get the sound.
It's not the most technical explanation.
I'm really sorry, it's not. But in terms of how it sounds, I'll show you. I'm going to knock off the reverb just for this. So this is it down, and this is it up. One's thicker and one's thinner.
Yes, correct.
I appreciate the fact that that's not the most in-depth analysis of the switching situation in this, but to be fair, I get quite confused with the switching situation.
It's a specific thing, and I think those Jaguar players might know.
Yeah, this is the jazz circuit, I'm aware of that.
Yep.
Both of these are all the way over to the left and the switch is down. But yeah, you know, much more bass. Thank you.
No problem. Anyway, so let's move on to the amp.
Yep.
The amp is the Roland JC40, the Jazz Chorus 40.
Which you have.
Which I have one, actually, yes. So as everyone knows, the JC120 was big in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
This is a new version, and actually now they've just brought out a smaller version. Actually, it's a bit bigger than that.
But is it 20 watts?
Yeah, it is. And it's still stereo, but with smaller speakers. This has 10-inch speakers, I do believe. And yeah, it has built-in tremolo, built-in chorus. We can't use them independently. Well, we can only use them independently. So because it's known for having the best chorus ever, we've used the chorus in it.
Yeah, which is on all the time, as you can hear. So it's a nice chorus, to be fair.
It's lovely, and also the reverb tank in this is also very good. So we've splashed a bunch of it all over the guitar sound.
So we actually put loads in.
Oh, it's even more than that.
Yeah, it was about here.
There we go. About two.
Yeah, it was about there.
It's not as fully customizable as you'd expect from like a reverb pedal, but it's doing the job for us.
So in terms of the signal chain going from the guitar, first thing it hits is the T-Rex Neo comp. So if I give you it without, it's a lot quieter, but the reason for that is we didn't want a lot of gain from the compressor itself. We actually get a lot of gain and volume from the Wampler 30 something, which is a AC15/AC30 drive circuit. Right, this is it without. And as soon as we put the 30 something in, both sides are on, just so you know, the boost is on full.
Yep.
So I don't know if that's exactly how it's played, but it sounds quite similar to me.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think that the combination's getting us really, really close, I think.
Yeah.
And I hope it can come across to you guys how spiky it is.
It's very sharp in the room. Yeah.
I can get through about one round of the riff and then it's painful.
And the last thing in the circuit is the Boss TR2, which we use for an intro of
How Soon Is Now.
How Soon Is Now.
The Smiths.
It was quite difficult to pinpoint the tone because it was a combination of all the pedals, the reverb, the amp and everything, and we put the reverb really high, we turned the tremolo on, we actually cut a load of, because it's an AC 15/30 pedal, you've got the tone cut feature there, and we've got the headroom on 30, so it should be really spanky. So we boosted the tone cut round, backed off the treble, and we had both of them on with the tremolo, and then I played that intro, so... So, as you can see, I was switching a couple of the switches as well, just to give you a demonstration of the amount of tonal shaping you can do with the guitar. It is quite a lot, to be fair.
Yeah, it's really cool, really cool.
And obviously, we're messing around trying to get these tones within around half an hour, whereas, you know, Johnny Marr's done it his whole life. So
yes,
it was actually quite difficult to work out what he was playing in that intro as well.
Yeah, we found a few playthrough videos,
which
we don't normally do. But
and also that slidey sound is actually played on a slide by a second guitarist with a bit of distortion and stuff.
Yes, and it is worth saying that, apologies to all diehard Smith fans, what we decided to do was go with bass over second guitar because it's out of context when you've got no drums. It can be, with quite a washy guitar sound, it can just, there's not really like a... Unless we play to a metronome or something, there's not really like a pulse. So yeah.
But how I did try to attempt to do it was we put this on. I boosted the gain a bit, had it on this sort of sound, and then I just dipped the whammy bar like this. It's worth pointing out that this isn't the original whammy bar for the guitar. It's just a spare one, which actually works a treat. And as you heard, it kind of got the same effect, but there's a lot more gain, and it's played on a slide, so...
It is played on a slide. It is also worth mentioning that the JC40 does have an inbuilt distortion channel.
Yeah.
But we didn't use it at all. We just used its famous cleans, its famous chorus, and then the excellent Wampler on top. We're hoping, as always, we hope we got close. But it's really down to you guys to let us know how you think we did.
Yes, please do comment in the comment section below your opinions and thoughts and so on and so forth.
If you can think of anyone you'd like us to sound like next time, then also let us know in the comments.
All the links to all the gear that we've used in this video will be in the description below.
Yes. So that's it.
Yeah.
That's Johnny Marr. That's our Sounds Like Him on a budget of £1,500.
There you go. I've been Rabea.
And I've been Matt.
And this has been Sound Like on Andertons TV.